Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to explain you about an important emerging disease of cattle that causes substantial economic loss. Let's move into the case history. The affected animals showed anorexia, nodules all over the body, reduced milk production, and weight loss. Based on the history, your mind may be thinking about urticaria, lumpy skin disease or LSD, fly bite. It's a case of lumpy skin disease. Lumpy skin disease is caused by needling virus or lumpy skin disease virus, which belongs to the genus Capripox virus and family Poxviridae. It's a vector-borne pox disease of cattle and water buffaloes, and this LSD virus is highly host-specific. HF and Guernsey breeds of cattle are highly susceptible compared to Zebu cattle. LSD is not a zoonotic disease. It's endemic in South Africa and it is very common when the fly nuisance is very high, particularly in wet summer and winter and rainy season. Survivability of virus. The virus survives for a long period in dried scabs and it is very resistant to inactivation by disinfectants. It survives for 35 days in skin nodules and for 18 days in air dried hides. It is susceptible to sunlight and detergents containing lipid solvents. It persists in the dark environment for many days. How do animals get infected? Main or the principal means of transmission is by arthropods, Culex and Aedes species of mosquitoes, Stomaxis species and Bioma, these are biting flies, and male ticks like Rhiphicephalus and Amelama are involved in transmission. High amount of virus remain viable for 35 days in the skin nodule, scab and crest. Transmission is also possible by means of direct contact with infected semen, saliva, nasal and ocular discharge and blood. Cough gets infected by suckling. These are the arthropod vectors, Culex species and Rhiphicephalus tick. Short distance spread is mainly by arthropod vector and by direct contact with affected animals. Long distance spread occurs by transporting the affected animal to the unaffected areas. Morbidity ranges from 10 to 20% and mortality 1 to 5%. LSD leads to loss of income in several ways. The first one is by emaciation, which is mainly by anorexia. Pregnant animals may abort. Inflammatory nodules produced by the lumpy skin disease virus damage the carcass and hides. Lesions in the udder and teeth leads to mastitis and loss of milk production. Coming into the pathogenesis, the virus enters the host either through arthropod bite or semen or saliva or body secretions and contact with infective nodules. Initial viral multiplication occurs in the localized area, that is in the epidermis or dermis. Then through the blood or lymph, the virus reaches the local or regional lymph node and infects the macrophages there and leads to the enlargement of lymph node. While migrating to the bone marrow, lung, liver, spleen, and kidney, where the further replication occurs, it results in the primary viremia or macrophage associated viremia. From these organs, the virus migrates to endothelium and cause vasculitis, thrombosis, and infarction, which ultimately leads to edema. The virus also migrates to the skin and cause circumscribed from raised inflammatory nodules, which may range from 2 to 5 centimeter diameter. Then the clinical signs, the affected animal will have a high fever which is more than 41 degrees Celsius. An incubation period is 2 to 4 weeks. There will be marked reduction in the milk production. Initially, the nodules start to appear 48 hours after the viremia, and the predilection site for nodules are head, neck, udder, genitalia, and perineum. And there will be enlarged superficial lymph node, particularly the prescapular lymph node. Here you can see the circumscribed from raised nodules. It's a mild case of LSD. Here you could see the enlarged prescapular lymph node. Here you could see the cutaneous lymph nodes, cutaneous nodules. It's also a case of LSD. It's a calf affected with LSD. You can find the nodules in the hindquarter and forelimbs. It's a severely infected cattle. You could see the large nodules all over the body, and lacrimation is present, that the cattle is emaciated. Other clinical signs includes rhinitis, conjunctivitis, excessive salivation, anorexia which leads to emaciation. Large nodules may become necrotic and fibrotic after several days of infection and produce sit fast. These sit fasts are nothing but necrotic plaque, and pregnant animals may abort. Affected bulls may become permanently or temporarily infertile. Limbs and ventral part of the body becomes edematous. It's a necrotic plaque or sit fast, that is large nodules after several days or weeks of infection which becomes necrotic and fibrotic. It is highly prone to fly strike or myiasis. Here you could see the ocular discharge. It's a lacrimation with a swelling of eyelid, and you could see the lesions around the mouth and near the muscle. Here you could see the lesions in the eyelid and severe lacrimation is present. In the picture you can see the limb edema. It's also a limb edema. Here you can see the brisket edema and lesions in the udder. It's a picture with brisket edema, lymphadenopathy. Here also you can see the ventral edema. You can very well appreciate here the ventral edema. Here you can see the lesions in udder. Other clinical signs include vesicles, erosions, and ulcers in the respiratory tract or alimentary tract. Recovery is usually slow due to emaciation, secondary pneumonia, mastitis, and necrotic skin plaques due to fly strike or myiasis. Here you could see the lesions in the muscle. Here the lesions in the oral cavity, the arrow points the lesion. Here you could see the myiasis in the necrotic plaque. So diagnosis is based on clinical signs. PCR, that is a polymerase chain reaction. It's the least expensive and quickest method for detection of LSDV virus. Sample of choice includes nodules, scab, and crest. So virus isolation followed by PCR confirms the presence of live virus in the sample, but the procedure is expensive. Virus neutralization test is nowadays a gold standard test for the detection of antibodies raised against Capripox viruses. Western blot is highly sensitive and specific, but expensive and difficult to perform. And ELISA and the indirect fluorescent antibody test, serological test, they are not useful because they are unable to distinguish the three viruses of the genus Capripox virus. Capripox antibody ELISA, it's a commercial kit nowadays available in the market to detect the antibodies against Capripox virus. Preferred sample of choice includes skin nodules, scab, crest, saliva or nasal swabs, and EDTA blood for PCR and whole blood for serum samples. We can transport the virus in the virus transport media like 50% glycerol saline and keep on ice tanks. Can store the samples at minus 20 degrees Celsius. In histopathology, the arrow points the eosinophilic intracytoplasmic inclusions. Here also the arrow points the intracytoplasmic inclusions. So this picture is a indirect fluorescent antibody test. The positive sample shows intracytoplasmic apple green fluorescence. There is no specific treatment for LSD and the treatment is usually symptomatic. We can give antibiotics to control the secondary bacterial infections. Prevention and control. The first step is to isolate the affected animal and restrict the movement of affected animals to the unaffected area. Controlling vectors is very difficult, and proper disposal of dead animals by means of incineration, restrict trade from animals from the countries infected with LSD, cleaning and disinfection of the infected premises. The common disinfectants used are 20% ether, chloroform, 1% formalin, sodium dodecyl sulfate, 2% phenol for 15 minutes, and 2 to 3% sodium hypochlorite, iodine compounds in 1:33 dilution, 2% Vicron, and quaternary ammonium compounds. Then vaccination, homologous LSD live attenuated vaccine, heterogeneous sheeppox or goatpox live attenuated vaccine are available. Local reaction may develop at the site of vaccination, and fever may develop, and there will be reduction in the milk yield. LSD have to be differentiated from many diseases which produces similar signs as that of LSD. The first one is pseudo-lumpy skin disease or bovine herpes mammalitis. Here the lesions are more superficial and the disease course is very short and less severe. The next is insect bites, urticaria or photosensitization. Here also the lesions are very superficial and the course of disease is shorter and less severe. Pseudocowpox, so the lesions are mainly seen in the udder and teeth, and you could see the horseshoe shaped lesions on the teeth. Dermatophylosis, the ringworm lesions are more superficial, clearly different, and non ulcerative. In case of demodicosis, there will be alopecia, and the predominant lesions will be seen over the withers, neck, back, and flanks. In the skin scraping, we could find the demodex mite. Next is bovine papilla stomatitis. The lesions will be seen only in the oral cavity. Besnoidosis, it's not in India, but it produces a thick and wrinkled skin and alopecia will be present. Next is the onchocercosis. The dermal lesions or nodules are predominantly seen on the ventral abdomen or ventral midline of the body. Then other differential diagnosis includes cutaneous tuberculosis, hypoderma bovis infection and rinderpest. Ethnoveterinary treatment for the oral treatment of 1 to 3 days. Grind 10 beaten leaves, 10 pepper and 10 gram of salt. Along with jaggery, smear it on the tongue of an affected animal. You have to feed the paste 3 hours once for 3 days. For the oral treatment of 3 to 14 days, grind the ingredients and mix it with jaggery and feed the paste 3 hours once for 3 to 14 days. For the topical treatment of the wound, take a handful of kupimani leaves, that is Acalypha indica, and 10 number of garlics, and a handful of neem leaves, 1 handful of tulsi or holy basil, 10 gram of turmeric powder, and 1 handful of henna leaves. Grind these ingredients and boil it in the coconut oil, 500 ml. Allow it to cool and apply it on the wounds after cleaning it. So I refer these materials to make this video and have provided the link for ethnoveterinary medicine in the description. Thank you so much for watching the video.